What's up, guys? We're doing Colin Kaepernick and his life. So we're starting out with his early life. Kaepernick was born in 1987 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to then 19-year-old Heidi Rousseau, who's white. His birth father, who's African American of Ghanaian, Nigerian, and Ivorian ancestry, and whose identity is unknown, separated from Rousseau before Kaepernick was born. Rousseau placed Kaepernick up for adoption, and at 5 weeks old, he was placed with a white couple named Rick and Teresa Kaepernick. The couple had two biological children, son Kyle and daughter Devon. The Kaepernicks decided to adopt a boy after losing two other sons to heart defects. Kaepernick lived in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, until age 4 when his family moved to California. When he was 8 years old, Kaepernick began playing youth football as a defensive end and punter. At age 9, he was a starting quarterback on his youth team, and he completed his first pass for a long touchdown. A 4.0 GPA student at John H. Pittman High School in Turlock, California, Kaepernick played football, basketball, and baseball, and was nominated for All-State selection in all three sports. And his senior year, he was the most valuable player, MVP of the Central California Conference in football, leading his school to its first ever playoff victory. In basketball, he was the first team All-CCC selection at forward and led his 16th ranked team to a near upset of number 1 ranked Oak Ridge High School in the opening round of the playoffs. In that game, Kaepernick scored 34 points, but future NBA player Ryan Anderson of Oak Ridge scored 50 points to lead his team to a victory. This is his college career. Kaepernick received most of his high school accolades as a baseball pitcher. He received several scholarship offers in that sport, but he wanted to play college football. The University of Nevada, Reno was the only college to offer him a football scholarship, and Kaepernick signed with Nevada in February 2006. Kaepernick started his college career in 2007 with the Wolfpack as a backup quarterback, playing 11 of his team's 13 games. He finished the season with 19 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 2,175 passing yards, garnering a 53.8% completion percentage. Kaepernick also added 593 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns as Nevada finished 6th and 7th trash. As a sophomore, Kaepernick recorded 2,849 passing yards, 22 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 1,130 rushing yards, and 17 rushing touchdowns. Very good season for him. He became just the 5th player in NCAA history to pass for 2,000 yards and rush for 1,000 or more yards in a season. At the Humanitarian Bowl, he had 370 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 15 rushing yards, and 1 rushing touchdown, earning the game's MVP award despite his team losing the game. At the conclusion of the game, Kaepernick designated the WAC Offensive Player of the Year. He was the first sophomore to win this award since Marshall Faulk of San Diego State did in 1992. He's also named first-team All-WAC quarterback. In the 2009 Major League Baseball draft, Kaepernick was selected in the 43rd round by the Chicago Cubs. He said that he wanted to play football at the University of Nevada and did not sign with the Cubs, which I feel like he should have, but because the way his career turned out. Kaepernick finished his junior season with 2,552 yards, 20 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 1,183 rushing yards, and 16 rushing touchdowns. Even better, Kaepernick led the Wolfpack to an 8-5 record in the second-place finish in the WAC by an undefeated Boise State. He was named second-team All-WAC quarterback for the season. On November 26, 2010, Kaepernick led his team to the 34-31 overtime victory against the previously undefeated Boise State Broncos, snapping their 24-game win streak that had dated back to the 2008 Poinsettia Bowl. This game was played on Nevada's senior night. The final home game for Kaepernick, Nevada head coach Chris Alt would later call this game the most important win in program history. Kaepernick ended his senior season with 3,022 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 1,206 rushing yards, and 20 rushing touchdowns. Really great year. Passing better, too. He joined Florida's Tim Tebow as the second quarterback in FBS history to have 20 passing touchdowns and 20 rushing touchdowns in the same season. Nevada claimed a share of the WAC title after defeating Louisiana Tech. Kaepernick was named WAC Co-Offensive Player of the Year with Kellen Moore. who had won the award in 2009. Kaepernick finished his collegiate career with 10,098 passing yards, 82 passing touchdowns, 24 interceptions, 4,112. And 59 rushing touchdowns. He became the first quarterback in the history of Division FBS college football that passed for over 10,000 yards and rushed for over 4,000 in the collegiate career, a feat that has not been duplicated. He also tied former Nebraska quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner Eric Couch for most career rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in FBS history. Kaepernick maintained a 4.0 grade point average during his college years and graduated in 2011 with a bachelor's degree in business and management. After his senior season, Kaepernick was eligible for 2011 NFL Draft. Professional career, starting out with the San Francisco 49ers. On April 29th, 2011, the San Francisco 49ers trade up with the Denver Broncos from the 13th pick in the second round, 45th overall, to select Kaepernick as a fourth pick of the second round, 36th overall. At the 2011 NFL Draft, the Broncos received picks 45 and 108 and 141 overall, exchanged for the 36th overall pick. Kaepernick spent the 2011 season as backup for Alex Smith and attempted just 5 passes during the season. Now, we started with the 2012 season. In 2012, Kaepernick was initially used sparingly to run certain plays. He scored his first touchdown in the team's fourth game when he scored on a 70-yard run against the New York Jets. 10 against the St. Louis Rams. Kaepernick replaced Smith in the second half of the game after he suffered a concussion in the first half. Kaepernick completed 11 of 17 passes for 117 yards and added 66 rushing yards. And Alex Smith never played for the San Francisco 49ers ever again. In a rushing touchdown as the 49ers and Rams and his game in a 24-24 tie, he got his first NFL start the next game on November 19th during a Monday Night Football game against Chicago Bears at Candlestick Park. Kaepernick completed 16 of 24 3 passes for 246. Just itching my mouth. For 246 with 2 touchdowns and a 32-7 win against a highly ranked Bears defense. A quarterback controversy began. Smith was ranked third in the NFL in passer rating, 4.1. He led the league in completion percentage, 70%, and had been 19-5-1 as a starter under Harbaugh, while Kaepernick was considered more dynamic with his scrambling ability and arm strength. Smith was cleared to play the day before the final game, but Harbaugh chose not to rush him back and again started Kaepernick. He remained the starter for the rest of the season and led the 49ers to an 11-4-1 record and a berth in the NFL playoffs. In his first career postseason start against the Green Bay Packers, Kaepernick had 263 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, and 181 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. The 49ers defeated the Packers 45-31 with his performance. He set an interception and 100 NFL single-game record for most rushing yards by a quarterback with 181, breaking Michael Vick's record of 173 in the 2002 single regular season game. He also broke the 49ers postseason rushing record regardless of position and joined Jay Cutler and Otto Graham and both of the only players in NFL history to run for 2 touchdowns and pass for 2 other in a playoff game. In the NFC Championship, and the 49ers defeated the Atlanta Falcons 28-24, with Kaepernick completed 16 of 21 passes for 233 yards and 1 touchdown. The team advanced to the Super Bowl XLV11 in New Orleans against the Baltimore Ravens. Kaepernick threw for 302 yards, 1 passing touchdown, and ran for a touchdown, but the 49ers fell behind early and could not come back, losing by a score of 31-34. That's the blackout game. 2013 season. In the season opener of 2013, against the Green Bay Packers, Kaepernick threw for a career-high 412 yards and 3 touchdowns. First 400-yard game by a 49ers quarterback since Tim Rattay on October 10th, 2004. Kaepernick ended the season with 3,197 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, 524 rushing yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. This is like college. And led the 49ers to a 12-4 record and berth in the NFL playoffs. In the wild card round, the the 49ers played the Green Bay Packers. Kaepernick had 227 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown, 1 reception, and had 98 rushing yards as 49ers beat the Packers 23-20 in the divisional round against the Carolina Panthers. Kaepernick had 196 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 15 rushing yards, and 1 rushing touchdown as the 49ers beat the Panthers 23-10 in the NFC Championship game against eventual Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Kaepernick had 153 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 receptions, and rushed for 130 yards as the 49ers lost to the Seahawks 17-23, and the 49ers season attempt to return to the Super Bowl thanks to Richard Sherman. 2014 season. On June 4th, Kaepernick signed a 6-year contract extension with the 49ers worth up to $126 million, including $54 million in potential guarantees and $13 million fully guaranteed. On September 17th, Kaepernick was fined by the NFL for using inappropriate language on the field. On October 9th, he was fined $10,000 by the NFL for appearing at a post-game press conference wearing headphones from Beats by Dre, while the league's headphone sponsor was Bose. In a game against the San Diego Chargers, he ran for a 90-yard touchdown. The 49ers finished the season 8-8 and failed to make the playoffs for the first time since 2010. Kaepernick threw for 3,369 yards with 18 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He rushed for 639 yards and 1 touchdown. Following the season, head coach Jim Harbaugh left to coach the University of Michigan. Now, the 2015 season. In 2015, Kaepernick struggled under new head coach Jim Tomsula a day after a 27-6 collapse at St. Louis in Week 8. Kaepernick lost his starting job to backup Blaine Gabbert for Week 9 against Atlanta. With Gabbert starting as their new quarterback, the 49ers narrowly won 17-16. On November 21st, the 49ers announced that Kaepernick would miss the rest of the season because of an injured left shoulder that required surgery. He ended the season with 1,615 yards passing, 6 passing yards, 5 receptions, and 256 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown in 9 games. Head coach Tomsula was fired following the season, and 49ers had Chip Kelly as his replacement. In February 2016, Kaepernick expressed an interest in being traded. 2016 season. Kaepernick was coming off 3 surgeries entering the 2016 season, needing operations on his thumb and knee in addition to the season-ending shoulder procedure. After having lost weight and muscle mass because of the injuries, he competed for the starting quarterback position with the Gabbert. Kelly named Gabbert as a starter to open the season. Prior to the 49ers' Week 6 game against the Buffalo Bills, Kelly announced Kaepernick would start, making his first start of the season. On October 13, it was announced that he and the 49ers structured his contract, turning into a 2-year deal with a player option for the next season. He completed 13 of 29 passes with 87 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 66 rushing yards in the 49ers' 45-16 loss to the Buffalo Bills. On November 27th, he recorded 296 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 113 rushing yards in the 49ers' 24-31 loss to the Miami Dolphins. He joined Michael Vick, Cam Newton, Randall Cunningham, and Marcus Mariota as the only quarterbacks in NFL history to record at least 3 passing touchdowns and 100 yards rushing in a game. In a Week 13 loss to the Chicago Bears, Kaepernick threw a career-low 4 yards before getting benched for Gabbert. He returned to the starting lineup the following week and threw for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 49ers' 13-41 loss to the Falcons. On December 24th, Kaepernick recorded 281 total yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 rushing touchdown, and a 2-point conversion on the game-winning drive as the 49ers beat the Los Angeles Rams 22-21 to get their first victory on the season with Kaepernick as a starter. For the 2016 NFL season, Kaepernick played 12 games and ended the season with 2,241 passing yards, 16 passing touchdowns, 4 receptions, and had 468 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. During the offseason, San Francisco hired Kyle Shanahan from Atlanta to their new coach. He planned to run the same offense which he ran the previous year, but the Falcons did not believe that Kaepernick fit the scheme. The 49ers told Kaepernick they planned to release him. On March 3rd, 2017, he opted out of his contract and became a free agent at the start of the 2017 league year on March 9th. Lawsuit against the NFL and potential NFL future. Following his departure from the 49ers in 2016, Kaepernick went unsigned through the offseason and 2017 training camp, leading to allegations that he was being blackballed because of his on-field political statement, as opposed to his performance. The Seattle Seahawks brought Kaepernick in for a visit in May 2017, but he did not work out offer for a contract. Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll said, "He's a starter in the league, and we have a starter, but he's a starter in this league, and I can't imagine that someone won't give him a chance to play." The Baltimore Ravens considered signing Kaepernick as a backup to starting QB Joe Flacco before the 2017 season. According to former Raven Ray Lewis, the team did not go through with this after Kaepernick's girlfriend made comparisons of Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti to a slave owner, and Lewis his slave, and tweet, "What the hell?" Bisciotti reportedly believed the signing would result in a heavy backlash and criticism from the general public, a claim that was refuted by his team. By August 2017, the statistics website 538 concluded that it's obvious Kaepernick is being frozen out for his political opinions, calling it extraordinary that his player like him can't find a team, based on observation that no above-average quarterback, measured by the total quarterback rating, has been unemployed nearly as long as Kaepernick this offseason. The Seahawks set up another visit and workout with him in April 2018, but the team postponed it indefinitely after he would not say whether he would continue his national anthem protest or not. In October 2017, Kaepernick filed a grievance against the NFL, accusing league owners of collusion to keep him out of the league. The NFL requested to dismiss the case, but was denied by an arbitrator, which meant the case would go to trial. On February 15th, 2019, it was announced that Kaepernick reached a confidential settlement with the NFL and withdrew the grievance. In a related case, Eric Reid, who was the first to join Kaepernick in kneeling when they were 49ers teammates, also settled with the league. Reid has been unsigned for a stretch before joining the Carolina Panthers. Before November 2019, Kaepernick had not had an NFL tryout since becoming a free agent. He continued working out 5 days a week and stated publicly and privately that he wished to continue playing. On November 12th, 2019, NFL set up a workout for him in Atlanta on Saturday, November 16th. All 32 NFL teams were invited to attend the private session, which was to be closed to the media. It was to include an on-field workout and an interview, with videos of both to be sent to teams afterward. Aside from its scouting combine, the league rarely organizes workouts for all of its teams. Typically, NFL teams schedules workouts for Tuesdays when head coaches and general managers can more readily attend. On Saturdays, teams are preparing for games the next day and traveling to away games. On November 16th, about 30 minutes before the scheduled start of the workout, Kaepernick nixed the plans over concerns about the workout not being public and issues with the liability waiver with the NFL asked him to sign. He instead moved to Atlanta area high school, where he had a public throwing session attended by scouts from 7 NFL teams. In an opinion piece published by the New York Times on November 22nd, 2019, Ta-Nehisi Coates said Kaepernick is not fighting for a job, but that he is fighting against cancellation. In February 2019, it was reported that Kaepernick spoke with the Alliance of American Football and XFL about killing quarterback, but wanted a guaranteed $20 million per season. XFL quarterbacks were paid $250,000 per season, while AAF quarterbacks were signed to an unguaranteed $250,000 over 3 seasons. In June 2020, Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll said that he regretted not signing Kaepernick in 2017. However, for the 2020 season, he would not be signing him and was unhappy with Geno Smith as the team's backup quarterback. Carroll indicated someone is interested in Kaepernick, and that team contacted him about Kaepernick to get him some insight on him. And Carroll said that it is the first time any team has contacted him since his 2017 meeting with Kaepernick. Well, yeah, that is his downfall. But yeah, that is pretty tough right there, man. That is crazy. That's a Colin Kaepernick documentary. My place is done. I'll see you guys. Hopefully a team signs him. I'd honestly want the Patriots to sign him for a fifth string. I don't know about that, but he could be a practice squad player. I don't know about him starting, but yeah, I'd still get him on the practice squad. That'd be a really good practice squad player, honestly. He's better than Mitchell, probably. Mitchell Trubisky. I'll see you guys on the next one. Reporting out. Bye.